All right, time for something heavy outside our Beacon Hill studio. Cosmo Macero of O'Neill & Associates, Peter Kajis of the Boston Phoenix. They are the heavy hitters. Had a big political debate last night, last presidential debate. Cosmo, topic foreign policy. A, who won? B, what were your thoughts?
I think you have to tip this to the president. It's almost not an entirely fair matchup. Real experiences over the past 4 years in real high-stakes diplomatic and military situations. Really, the hypotheticals that Mitt Romney gets and talks about really just no substitute for those real experiences. I think the president was also very aggressive and on point, so I give it to him. I never actually saw Mitt Romney sweat before. It had it right off of the right on the upper lip, right from the beginning. So he was on his heels, so to speak.
Did you notice he had that one hair on the forehead? Like, it's always his hair is perfect, but there was one hair out of place.
Yeah, a little bit out of place. The president clearly wanted to leave a strong impression in a strong area for himself, and I think he did that absolutely.
Well, first of all, we should note that this is the last presidential debate Obama will ever have to engage in, and I think he's pretty happy about that. But like Cosmo, I would say that President Obama won. He played the commander-in-chief card very effectively. He forced Romney to really fumble in trying to explain his various flip-flops. However, I would say that I think Romney was reassuring to people leaning towards voting for him, in that he did not come across as bellicose, as warlike as he has on the campaign trail. I got to say, though, that after watching that debate, I may vote for Jill Stein. Both candidates just think America can control the world, and we can't.
If you score across all three of them, you got to give one strong for Romney, one strong for the president, and really a toss-up in the middle. Again, though, the president wanted to leave that very strong impression with this last one, so that's certainly a benefit to him.
All right, let's move off of that debate for a second, because there's an issue locally that I find very interesting. See if you guys agree. The Boston Globe today has endorsed Richard Tisei against John Tierney. The Globe endorsed the Republican in that race. Is this news, as I think it is, Peter? And what does this say about the state of that race?
Well, it is news, and it's important because this gives staunch Democrats who are looking for permission to vote for the Republican. This Globe editorial gives them the permission to do so. I think the Globe editorial, though, underestimates how far to the right Tisei has swung, but that won't matter.
Yeah, I think Tisei as a Republican, the Globe could feel comfortable about based on his record, his temperament, and that, like Peter says, gives others
social positions.
Indeed, gives Democrats that ability to say, you know what? The congressman has been evasive. He hasn't told the truth or been up front. He has backed out of debates and left an empty chair when he knew that the topic was going to come up of the issues he's had. So I think it is newsworthy and significant.
The paper hit the stands this morning. How soon before Tisei gets ads on television saying endorsed by the Boston Globe?
Well, I would think they'll be on afternoon.
Yeah,
if he's smart, they'll be on daytime TV so that he can hit women. But I have to say, you know, Tisei is really a Tea Partier in disguise these days, but we'll see.
We'll see if that Tea Party argument carries any weight in this election. Finally, gentlemen, this is most important to us because we're foodies here. These things don't happen by accident, obviously. Huge news in the city this week that Lockover's, right down the street from us, actually, is closing its doors after 137 some odd years.
Yeah.
I dare say that we have eaten there dozens of times, each of us, on our own trips there. One, a comment on Lockover's. Two, Cosmo, a comment on the restaurant or a dining establishment that closed that brought a tear to your eye.
Yeah, certainly an institution in Boston dining. Really, before there were good restaurants in Boston, and there weren't always, there was one really great restaurant in Boston, that was Lockover. I think in its later incarnation under Lydia Shire, I enjoyed a lot of terrific meals there. So it's an institution that's it's sad to see it go, but those are the changing times. I got to say, Jasper White's Summer Shack, love it, terrific. You know what though? The old Aku Aku in North Cambridge on that site, when that went down, tear came in my eye. A lot of good late nights spent at the Aku Aku in North Cambridge.
I know it well, having driven by it from Peterson almost.
Well, you know, for me, the tear comes for Lockover. I mean, to me, it's not just the passing of a restaurant. It's a passing of a certain sort of Boston. I remember as a teenager, I think I was 14 or 15, walking down that little alley, that dark alley where this magnificent restaurant was, looking inside at the paneling and wondering, wow, what is this place? place. Will I ever get to eat here? So, you know, it was sort of a Harry Potter moment for me when I first saw it. And for me, Boston just won't be the same. But as you point out, things change. The fact that Downtown Crossing is so underdeveloped, I think, is probably the primary reason the place has gone under. Secondly, styles change. People don't have long, lingering, boozy lunches anymore. And that was one of the hallmarks.
Speak for yourself.
I think I know what happened to Lockovers. You two had kids.
Well, that's true, too.
Look, a youthful aspiration fulfilled. Many good meals at Lockover.
Yeah.
By the way, a little nod to Jimbo's Fish Shanty down in the pier. I used to love that place. I was saddened greatly when I came into town and that was gone. But nonetheless, wouldn't this have been a better debate for those two to have than the foreign policy debate that they had? Best restaurants that they miss?
Yeah, I think that might have been pretty interesting.
We're getting tears in our eyes as we're thinking about it now,
I'm getting
Cosmo.
hungry.
Cosmo Macero, Vanille Associates, Peter Catches of the Boston Phoenix. They are the heavy hitters. I'd say next week we're going to break down the ballot questions, but do you guys even care?
We're going to talk about Halloween candy.
Halloween candy it is. In the meantime, the Fox
Halloween.
25 News at 8 starts right now.